Okay guys, I want to talk about body armor. Now body armor is something to think about after you have your other preps took care of. Other essentials, we're talking about food, water, gear, medical equipment, guns, ammo, all that stuff is took care of. Then you possibly look into body armor. It's an extra level of protection. No one's expecting to get shot when they wake up in the morning. Even people in hostile situations. They're not expecting to get shot. They know it could happen, but not necessarily expect it. But what if you do get shot? Who's going to protect you and your family if something happens to you? This is going to help protect you and protect them. And another reason I said in my other videos, I recommend you teach everybody to learn how to shoot. Start with the able-bodied males and any women that want to learn. Judging by the information YouTube gives me, most of my viewers are male. There's a couple women out there too. If you're one of those women learning this stuff and looking to prep and take care of your family, well then hopefully if you have a guy, he realizes you're a diamond in the rough and he better appreciate you. But this is going to help protect you. But they need to learn how to shoot. So after the able-bodied males and the women that want to learn right away learn, then you go to everybody else. It's able-bodied, and then you go down to the kiddos. The reason I say in groups like this, you don't want a bunch of people unfamiliar with firearms out there training together. You and a small group go, and the gun range, and they'll walk you through it. You can ask for a little bit of help, and they'll take care of you. And then when you're familiar, you go with the next group, you help teach them. And then when all of y'all know what you're doing, then you can train the kiddos. Probably get them started on BB guns and pellet guns and stuff, and watch them, teach them to be careful with that. Anyway, back to the armor. You're going to have different levels you've got, and I'll leave information. You can get more precise info in the description bar. I'll leave links. But you're going to have, the lowest would be 2A, which would be mainly 22 and shotgun. Then you're going to have your level 2, which would be 22 shotgun, 9mm, 40 and 45. And then your level 3A, which would be 22 shotgun, 45, 9mm, 40, 357, and most of your popular handgun calibers there. In that level, then you'd have your level 3, which would be your steel, and then which would take care of pretty much all handgun rounds and most of the popular rifle calibers. And then you're going to have level 4, which takes care of most of the popular calibers and some high-powered rifles too. You know, 30-06, I believe. You can go up that high. I'll leave information. You check it out. But anyway, let's go over the pros and cons. I do not have ceramic to show you, but we'll just talk about it anyway. It'll be about the same size. This is a, what is it, a 10 by 12 plate. And the ceramic will run the same size, just a little bit thicker. This is, right over half an inch, maybe 3/4. Ceramic will probably be an inch something, inch and a quarter maybe, inch and a half. It's a bit thicker. The pros would be that it's lighter, okay, much lighter, about 4.5, 5 pounds per plate. And also that it reduces the effect of spalling. When a round hits a hard surface, it can fracture, it can just fragment. That fragmentation will go flying out. It can get you or the people around you, right? Take people's eyes out, get them in the neck, get them on the side, and get some vital organ. It can't happen. It's hot, flying, fast moving, shredded metal. It can do damage. So the level 4 is supposed to trap all that. There's no such thing as bulletproof. There's bullet resistant. And the level 4 should capture the fragmentation. Now the cons, in my opinion, there's many in ceramic. It's expensive, first off. it's 2-3 times more expensive for one ceramic plate than one steel plate. So if you got the coin, hey, why not? The other thing, it's brittle. If you drop it, it's done. You have to have it x-rayed every so often to make sure there's no fractures. If it gets hit, it's pretty much done for. Imagine a graham cracker in a sandwich bag. If you hit the graham cracker, it's going to crumble, fall to the bottom, leaving a lot of the bag uncovered. So that's what's going to happen if it even stays in the carrier. A lot of times you watch these videos and they fall apart like graham cracker. So pretty much it gets hit, it's done for. And it's pretty thick. It could be a little bit of an issue. This is thick too, but you want to cut that down. This is a low visibility plate carrier, but if it's going to be big and bulky, it kind of stands out. You don't want to look mean out there if you're just walking around or something. You got a jacket on. You want to make it not so obvious. You don't want them to know you're wearing body armor, and that'll help minimize that. If they really stare, they could probably figure it out. If not, did you see a guy walking by, they may not even think about it. But that'd be some of the down parts of it. But like I said, expensive, brittle, and over time it can deteriorate. It gets brittle over time. It's got a shelf life. So that would be another negative. As opposed to steel, you buy them, they're good forever. So if you have the money, buy some ceramics, buy some steel. I would wear the ceramics first, and then if they get damaged or drop, you drop them, or just over time you get rid of them and you use the AR or the steel plates. So let's go to the steel plates. The pros, and I think there are many. First off, they can be reused, right? If I take a hit with this, most likely it won't penetrate. I can reuse it. If shit hits the fan, unless you have a body armor factory in your basement, you're going to have to learn to reuse stuff. So I could reuse it. There's 2 plates in this carrier. If I took a shot in the front, I would take the front, back plate, swap them out. If I'm more likely to get hit in the front, I would want to use the newer plate. But if it gets hit in the front again, well, then I'll just leave it like that. Some armor is better than no armor, and this can be reused. Now, old steel plates could spall, that fragmentation I was talking about. But newer armor has coatings, special coatings that'll help reduce that. The AR 500 comes with this standard, and they offer you a double base coat, which I opted for, or the base coat build up for $25. So I did that on both of the plates. So that'll help reduce that. So that wouldn't be an issue anymore. It doesn't matter how long you have it. It's not going to get brittle. It takes several hits, and it's just tough. There's no special care. And for those of you that think you can run around, this stuff is heavy. Let's go to the cons. It's heavy. It's probably its only con is it's heavy. Those of you who think you're going to put this on and run around all day, it's like running around with dumbbells. Here. Steel plate. You can run around with that all day without training? No. I've shown y'all what I do, how I train for wearing this, and I recommend you do the same. And also, something to think about, possibly not a good idea for women. Now again, I'm not trying to talk down or say women are weak or incapable, but you've got to realize you have different bodies, different limitations. Right? That's why there's men's Olympics, women's Olympics, right? Different limitations, guys. And so I know chick from the Marine, she's 20 now, and another one, she's 25 now. They mess their bodies up trying to keep up with men. Do the same job, the same, lift the same shit all day. And they have back pain, joint pain. They're always hurting, need pain meds and stuff. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. Don't hurt yourself. It's not worth it, okay? So this is heavy. I probably wouldn't go with it if you're a guy. You're going to have to train with this anyway. It's just that simple. Anyway, this might be a better option for women if you want to wear this on a day-to-day basis. Good way to go. Okay, so pros and cons. Pros, it is the lightest and the most flexible, right? Can be totally adjusted with this Velcro. Very adjustable. Light. You can wear it around all day. You can obviously throw a jacket or something over it, make it less obvious. It'll take care of most of the handgun rounds. Pretty much most of your popular caliber, so you got some good coverage. If you get hit with a rifle, that's it. It'll go in and out of this vest. But it will take care of most popular calibers. Depending on what situation it is, maybe handguns are more likely to be used. More likely to, be held at gunpoint than at rifle point, just in everyday activities, You can be jogging or walking through the park or who knows what, in a rough neighborhood. Usually it's a handgun pulled on you. So that might be a better option. So the cons, got to take a little bit more care of it. The enemies of Kevlar are going to be UV from the sun and bacteria as in sweat. If it's wet, let's say shit hits the fan and it's raining and this gets wet, it's 40% less effective when wet. I can take the steel plate and soak that shit overnight. It doesn't matter. The ceramics, they have a special coating, so they won't get wet. But this will be 40% less effective. This cannot stop a blade, right? I can go into this with a steak knife if I wanted to. Right? You have to be, I guess maybe Superman could put a blade through that. That's it. But this and the ceramic, the blade will go through. So that'd be a negative. You would experience blunt force trauma. I upgraded this guy. It's a standalone level 3A trauma plate. It's a level 3A vest. So to explain that, let's say you're laying on the ground, you have a thick leather jacket on, and I climb up a ladder, small ladder, and I got a center block, and I just decide to drop it on the vest. The big ass brick is not going to penetrate the jacket. However, your body would experience blunt force trauma. Can do damage on the inside. So basically, a super fast moving metallic object's coming at you, and all that force is just put in one little area, right? This plate helps even that out, right? It'll even in that area and make it less, less of an impact on your body. If you got hit without the trauma plate, or where there's no trauma plate, well, then you'd get blunt force trauma. You probably would still need to seek medical attention. So, hey, can't have your cake and eat it too. What else? If you look for Kevlar, you want it to be woven. There's lots of layered, but look for 100% woven Kevlar, right? So that'd be something to look into. I guess I'll try them on, and I'll show you the kind of coverage you get and help you guys make up your mind. It's my mine and my brother's flag. We are here in Austin, Texas. We go to the Capitol to represent the Second Amendment, fight for it. Well, one of us is carrying one of us carrying the other. But let me show you the best. Okay, so I'm going to start with the soft body armor. I'm not going to adjust this one because it's meant for somebody else. Kind of a hand-me-down. She cannot run around with a 20-pound vest. So she can run around with this. Okay, so you can see I'm pretty much covered all over, right? I can't take a blade here, and I would experience less blunt force trauma if I got hit with a plate. On the sides, it shouldn't go through, but I would experience blunt force trauma. Blades can still get me here on the side, go through. Something to think about, but I'm covered more, and it will protect me against most of your popular calibers. Talking about 22 to your mags, 357, 44, shotgun, your 12 gauge. I'm pretty much covered, right? Light, flexible. But if I got hit with a rifle round, your popular calibers, or just any rifle round pretty much, it's going to go in the vest. And that could be a problem for me. So, show you the kind of coverage you get. Alright. So now, I'm going to put the AR-500 armor on. And it'll show you the coverage you would get with ceramic and steel. They're pretty much interchangeable. These plate carriers carry both. I opted for the low visibility plate carrier myself. Gonna modify a little bit, but not much. So, your ceramic and steel, like this is for me, kind of high. Protect all my vitals, right? You want to press for the soft part, look at your collarbone, take care of your heart and your lungs. You got to take care of that stuff, obviously. I'm a bit exposed on the side, though. There are some different carriers that they have a slot for side panels. However, these AR-500 plates are supposed to be 7.5 pounds. They got the double base coat. These things are closer to 10 pounds a pop. 10, 20, plus pound or so with the vest, and then probably 2 side plates would be another 6 pounds, maybe 7, if it's going to be as much of a jump on like it was in the plates. Well, that's right over 35 pounds of ammo, because the carrier is going to weigh a couple pounds too. Something to think about. That's just armor. You're not talking about water, not food, not a rifle, not a sidearm, not ammo, not gear. Talking about 35 pounds over just in body armor. Now, what I like about these plate carriers, the soft and the low visibility, I can take a tactical vest and put it on over this. Yes, it's a bit bulky, but that's fine. I like to, have different options. I've seen lots of plate carriers that double up as a tactical vest. I thought about it, but I decided against it. You see, if I'm in a situation where I decide, you know what, I'm going to ditch this gear and go. I'm just going to take my body armor and a rifle and move. I can do that. You guys are going to say probably, I'm not going to leave my gear behind. Well, is it going to do you much good if you're dead? I don't think so. So I have that option. Or, man, I can move a lot faster without this heavy-ass body armor. Undo this, drop it there, put my vest on, rifle, whatever, and go. I don't expect that to happen. I don't think I'm ever going to be in this situation. But I'm not expecting my house to burn down either. But I have fire insurance, just in case. Right? I've got the option to ditch this or the gear if I need to. If they're bundled together, I leave all of it, body armor and gear, or I take it all. There's no in between. Something to think about. Anyway, I hope this